Hello, amazing boss ladies, ladies and gentlemen across the world. Hope you're all doing great. And Avril, great to see you, my friend. Thank you for
Great
joining us.
to
How are
see,
you today, Avril?
great to see you, Ed. It has been an amazing day, and I can't wait to dig into this topic. It sounds amazing.
I know, right? I'm very excited. I'm actually on LinkedIn now checking out our live stream. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone for joining us. So I was just going to say, if you are there, my amazing friends, please leave. Ah, there we go. I just saw us come up. It's funny actually on these live streams. There's about a 45-second delay. I find the moment you hit that start key, it's a good 45 seconds till they come in. So it's a big pleasure. Now, if it's your first time with us, a big thank you. If you've been a viewer of our Boss Ladies before, you're going to love it. Now, sometimes we have one panelist, sometimes it's me, sometimes we have 10 panelists. It doesn't matter because today we've got the amazing Avril. And Avril, I got to say, you are an amazing boss lady. Why are you such an amazing boss lady, Avril?
Well, it's people like you that uplift us, and it's not always one by one person. We are a big family that push each other to excellence, and couldn't have done it without your help, Eddie, and everybody else on this platform. Incredibly blessed and grateful for that.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Now, if you just come in, like, share, comment, you could be watching this on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, even, or X. And also, too, if you're watching the recording, great to have you with us. Now, just a few things, my powerful friends. We're going to dig into legacy and empowerment. And I'm just going to dive right in. I'm just going to give the preface to legacy and empowerment from the point of view of the Boss Lady Summit. Now, legacy and empowerment is basically a lot of people will look at legacy and think, well, when I die, all this stuff will happen. Not true. That will be it's part of it. Legacy is the daily mark you leave on people every day. So every day you have an opportunity to create your legacy. And that can be, whether you die tomorrow or 100 years from now is irrelevant. Every day is your chance to create legacy. This is legacy in people you work with, your friends, your family, legacy with yourself and people around you. So we're going to go right into legacy and empowerment. We'll probably talk a lot about toxic people because we always love bashing toxic people because they're the source of all our problems. Aren't toxic people the source of all our problems, Avril?
I think it's a source of our empowerment actually because it's that source of how we actually grow and develop and find things that we didn't ordinarily know that would normally hurt us, and we are awakened to that, and you're like, wait, what? That was a bit of an ouch. And what am I going to do about it? Am I going to react or respond?
Oh my God.
So
What a reframe. What a reframe. I was ready to bash toxic people and now you're praising them for the way they help us. And I agree. So over to you, Avril. I want you to give us a really good monologue. Tell us your view of what legacy and empowerment is and share your deep insights.
For me, legacy and empowerment is very deep, only because my experience is such vast and full of lovely toxic people that actually forge the female you see in front of you today. If it wasn't for people nailing me down and telling me you are not this and you are not that and yeah, nah, you're dumb, you're stupid, you're short, you're fat, you're ugly, I'm like, cool. I actually absorbed that at one stage and actually thought I agreed with them. And it took me a lot of punching guts into me to realize, well, this really, I don't want to do this anymore. And then legacy, when I had my children, it kind of like, do I want them to accept people to do this to them? It kind of made me think, what sort of role model am I really setting to the eyes that are watching me that do not say anything? Is it okay for me to feel this way? Is it okay for me to behave the way I'm behaving? Then I'm like, well, no, not really. I don't want my children to come out to be sour saps and whinge and cry and tell everybody else how stupid their life is and how this, that, and everything and accept it. So I turned around and thought, no, let's change this game plan. I don't like it. Now, coming from a heavy cultural family and very diverse religions, that was very difficult. You come through a lot of obstacles like, Amma, you shouldn't have done that. And, oh, you're going against your mother. How dare you? But getting and breaking
Sorry,
those.
sorry, I'm just going to jump in. You said "How dare you?" That's a Greta reference. So how dare you? Sorry, carry on. That's a Greta reference, which I have to
That's
react to.
good. It's like, how are you able to get out of the community
Mm.
boundary lines and be you? But what it is it's just there as a little mesh, and it's a door, so you can actually go out if you want. No one's actually jailing you except for you. And
Mm,
this is all comes down to awareness, unfortunately. And I'm not trying to pin drop my book here, but it's literally
mm,
common sense does no longer exist because
mm,
everything is such a speed of blur, because everything is running at a rapid pace.
mm,
And if you don't stop and hold back and think, okay, where do I want to go? What do I want to see and be? And who am I? Who's watching me? That makes my world matter. For me, it was my two boys. I'm like, I'm not gonna sit here and be a little sap and say, yeah, I'm gonna let the world pound me down. I'm like, no, that's it. I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna give it my best, and that's the way I want them to fight their world. Because if I'm not around when they're older, how are they going to defend
mm,
themselves? If I don't give
mm.
them the tools, I mean, you can buy them houses, cars, and that's great. But the moment someone comes into their life and shreds them, and you're not there to hold them when you need them the most, when they need you the most, how are they going to bounce back?
Oh,
So,
incredible.
yeah.
Incredible. I got to say, great commentary. Now we've got a few panelists who are coming in to join us. We're about to greet two amazing boss ladies, the amazing Michelle Peel and Christina Davies. So, drum roll, my friends. Welcome, Michelle Peel, and welcome, Christina Davies. Hello, hello.
Good
Hello.
morning. How are we? Let's straighten up the camera a
Oh,
bit.
great to see you both. We're talking about legacy and empowerment. Let's start with Michelle Peel. Welcome, Michelle Peel. How are you today, and how's life in your
Thank
world?
you. Thanks, Ed. I'm wonderful. It's Saturday morning. Pressure's off. I can focus on things better. You know what it's like? Yeah, no, really good. Thank you. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Queensland. A little bit chilly, but it looks like it's going to shape up to be a beautiful day. So, very excited.
Very
Oh my God.
jealous.
Oh, congratulations. So right now I'm in the Yarra Valley, and outside it is 6 degrees. There you go, 6 degrees
Ooh,
outside. Right there,
Wow.
6 degrees. Six,
chilly.
6 degrees. And also too, we've got one of our great boss ladies with us, and a big shout out to Princess Deborah. We love your work, Princess Deborah. We've got Christina Davey back with us. How are you today, Christina Davey? What's going on?
I'm so good. Thank you so much for inviting me, Edward. I love this topic, and I can't wait for all of us to share what we stand for. We have uh, we have beautiful ladies in this community, and I truly believe that we're here to inspire each other, to grow stronger and to achieve more. So excited about being here today for sure.
Oh, well said. Now, our topic today is legacy and empowerment, and Avril and I are having a great chat about it, and we love you, Avril. So, what we'll do is we're going to get some opening monologues. We're going to start with Michelle Peel. Michelle Peel, love to hear your thoughts on legacy and empowerment. Please give us a legendary opening monologue.
Oh, wow. Where to start? Um, Legacy is a big thing for me. I
Mm,
am so empowered to have something to sort of my children to remember me for, or what I've achieved and everything. I've achieved a lot so far, but I also wanted to have something that they can, become a part of if in the need they want to. So legacy to me, I haven't been blessed with that with my family. However, I've been blessed with the beautiful family environment. That's my legacy with my grandparents passed on to my parents, and and it's continuing through. And there's lots of things that go with that legacy, like recipes and things like that that continually share through my daughter's now making, that my nan used to make.
mhm,
So there's so many facets to legacy. I think it really it can be a business, it can be what you want to leave behind in their memories. So I think memories are a really big thing as a part of legacy for me. So yeah, I hope that's what you were asking for.
Oh,
So,
a- absolutely. I think it's a great intro and a big thank you. And let's bounce over to Christina Davey. I know you're a big legacy buff like Michelle, Avril, and myself. What are your thoughts on legacy and empowerment, Christina Davey?
I really think legacy and empowerment are deeply intertwined, because legacy we leave behind, the legacy that we leave behind it's often a reflection of who we are and what's important to us. So, what we stand for is inspiring others to do the same. And if you choose something that it's a problem in the world, if you choose something that is impacting a lot of people, you can really start a wave, a domino effect that can ultimately impact people, to have a better life, to have a more quality, to uplift spirits. So I think it's really important to define legacy. And thank you so much for choosing this topic, because I was thinking the whole morning about it. Like, what do I really want to, share? What do I really want to leave behind? And it prompted me to actually put down a few thoughts that I thought I'm finally ready to, share with the world. So I'm happy to be here and talk about this, because I think every single one of us, no matter what we do, no matter the age, no matter the country, every single one of us can leave something behind. So
Mm.
it is important to define what is it that we want to leave behind
Oh,
and do something
incredible.
about it.
Incredible. And I just want to say a big hello. We've got a lot of great viewers watching. Thank you. Great to have you all with us. I can't actually identify who you are unless you leave a like, share, or comment. We've got Maya Fordham with us. Maya Fordham, love your work. Great having you with us, Maya Fordham, a great friend of ours. Amazing. Now, just to jump in, if you've just joined us, we're talking about legacy and empowerment in this Boss Lady Summit. And legacy, and this is something I say all the time, a lot of people will often think legacy is something you leave when you die. Whereas a lot of people will say to you the opposite, which is what I say. Legacy is what you create with people and the world and yourself every day. So we're going to talk about legacy and empowerment. And it's just such a pleasure having you with us. Now, I just want to bounce back to Amazing April. April, what are some of your thoughts and reactions to the great things you've heard from Michelle Peel and Christina Davey?
I reckon that's amazing, guys. It's very important to see an all round perspective, because what your legacy means to me is different to everyone. And to having that diversity, it kind of makes you to think and broaden your horizons of the thought of what is really legacy and how are we really cultivating that in the here and now. And what you just said, Ed, is pretty correct. Everyone thinks that's it's the stuff that you leave behind, which is incorrect. It's actually the trailblazers that you do and the mistakes that you make that little eyes don't actually vocalize, but they see and they mimic, and without knowing, unknowingly they repeat. So we they say practice what you preach, and then you see the little ones repeating the F word when you've cursed something or stubbed your toe, and you're like, oh, and then it goes, ah, sit.
Yeah.
And they're like, where'd you hear that? Mommy said it. Do you know what I mean? Or daddy said it.
Yeah.
Effa. Sorry for the coarse language, but they just hear things. They're very good at copycatting, and they're in the innocent forms. But what we don't undertake is that they are actually our powerhouse that give us that energy to push us forward. And we tend to, oh, you're small, you know nothing. And these day and age, I've reflected on the younger ones, and I'm actually bouncing back from them. It's what they say and don't realize, and it's what they do and they don't realize. They're empowerment machines, but they don't recognize that, and we didn't recognize that either within ourselves. So pushing ourselves and recognizing is very important.
Oh, well said. Now we're just a quick hello. We've got a great friend Charles Caldwell with us. Greetings from Hong Kong. We love you, Charles Caldwell. That's where Lassie's from. So there you go, great city. And just so you know, we're actually creating legacy and empowerment now. Usually, at least 2,000 people via recording will watch this live stream. So we're reaching lots of people now. Now, just quickly, we've got one of our other boss ladies is about to come in. She's a great friend of ours. Her name is Sabina Solovsky. We go back many years. And a lot of you have noticed that I'm now going to the gym. I've lost over 30 kilos. This top actually is not a pillowcase. I can actually fit my hand in here now, which is really good. Like, I can even fit my coffee glass in there. So Sabina's a great friend of ours. She does a lot of work with women and men on health and empowerment. So we're going to bring her in. So drum roll, Sabina. Oh my God, how are you today, Sabina? How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. Sorry I was a little bit late, but how is everybody?
Oh, it's great to
Good.
see. Great to see you. Now, now, Great to see you. Now, Sabina, just jumping in, we're having a great chat about legacy and empowerment. I know you're right into that. Give us an opening monologue and tell you what you think about legacy and empowerment. Love to hear some of your amazing deep insights.
Oh dear, jumping at the deep end.
Jump in.
We've all got I think we've all got a bit of a duty, haven't we? We're in this really privileged position, all of us, and we can empower and leave a legacy. We've got that ability to do that. So, yeah, I think as a parent, you feel that you need to do that, and just as a human being, we have that duty, especially if we're living in this modern world where we are, as lucky as we are. So, yes, that's my. We all have a duty to have a legacy and an empowered legacy, and it's a choice if we want to make it impactful or if we don't.
Yeah. It's amazing, and I can talk. I've said this to you privately and publicly. I'll say this to you as well, Sabina. From a health point of view, you left an amazing legacy on me. So, to my own shame, I don't know what it was. I just decided that my food eating addiction went out of control a few years ago. I put on so much weight, and Sabina, you've impacted me. Yes, by what you said, but because you're so fit and healthy all the time, every time I see you, I feel like I need to go to the gym. So I just want to acknowledge that you've created legacy on me, which has created legacy on other people.
Well, thank you. And hopefully the kids, like my husband and myself, we're both very active. Roman is a black belt in judo. He does it 5-6 times a week.
Oh, God.
Jumps in the beach, even in the winter. Like he's pretty, and I think it rubs off on the kids. And now the kids are really into sport, and they're doing exceptionally well. So I think it is, isn't it? What monkey see, monkey do. They copy us and they model us. And, up until the ages of whatever, 16, 18, they're just modeling us all the time. So as a parent, we've, like it or lump it, I think for me, I had lots of issues with my eating, with my health, with my mental health. And it all actually came to a head when I had my first child, because I was like, enough of the hate campaign on myself and my body and my face and my head and all that. Because now I've got to actually start being nice to myself, because if I can be nice to myself, my kids will pick up on it. If I'm horrible to myself, my kids will pick up on it. So it's about exercising that choice, right?
Oh, well said, and love it. Well said. Now, what we'll do is we're going to enter what's called crosstalk mode. Now we've introduced all our heroic leaders. We're entering crosstalk world. So anytime, boss ladies, jump in. Avril, Michelle, Peel, Christina, whoever. What are your thoughts? Just jump in anytime. Any thoughts? Please jump in.
Yeah, I'm just gonna chime in. Yeah, Sabine, I really hear you on that. It's good to show the kids, even though that we go through our bad times, it's emotionally draining, to at least say, okay, so I had my cry. This is how my process is, and they see that level of resistance. It's okay to fumble and make a boo boo, and it's how you get up and move on from there is very important for them, and it's important for us because it's like a an echo chamber within the house. Because if one person is doing the bad thing, eventually everybody else will start doing the bad thing, and it'll go spiral down. If everyone is looking after their health, you'll notice that everybody else is picking up the health. When you were saying about your children picking up on how your husband goes to martial art classes, the same thing with me and my kids. When I started going back into Kyokushin, my martial arts, I noticed my son was picking up on martial arts, but not the one that I wanted him to do. But he got into jiu-jitsu, and he saw me push through work and all of this and going into classes, and fighting, and then but he did a legacy jump for me. He came out as a gold medalist for state national wide.
Wow.
And it took a while, but this is the thing, that this seed was planted like about a decade or two, and then it just came into fruition. He just kept silent and quiet and just was out in the morning at 6 o'clock, out in the morning at afternoon at 6 o'clock. Well, what the hell are you doing? I'm at jiu-jitsu. I'm like, so long? And then he's like, he just surprised me, and I'm like, where did you pick up all this stuff? He goes, well, I was thinking about how you came second place, and I just thought I could make it. And his first championship and he made it first. I'm like, wow, you jumped legacy. And it's just, that just goes to show that they silently fight and persevere because of what you do. And whatever you fail, they pick up on the failures and they learn from it.
100%.
So that's amazing that you guys are doing that, and that I applaud you for that. Like, seriously, keep going.
Love it. Any reactions? Jump in, everyone.
Yeah, look, I'll jump in if that's okay. Look, absolutely true. Sabina, they do watch you and they learn. And Avril, you're absolutely on point there. I'm now watching my granddaughter mimicking me. Like I'm sort of, she works next to me in my office and says, I'm working. And I think, oh my goodness, am I installing that she's got to be a workaholic, or am I installing her to have dedication, So it's a fine line. But with my children, they have and still do watch and learn all the time. It's so important to be on point, but it's also so important to be vulnerable and understand, the children to understand that it's not all roses. It's hard work and dedication, and life itself. If anyone tells you it was easy, you're all liars. Absolutely liars.
Yeah, and I think it can be a little bit scary too, as well, because I know
Sure.
sometimes I haven't reacted or dealt with things in the best way,
Oh.
and that's I've got a bit of an awareness thing that for me,
You're
right?
human.
But also is I sort of flip it well, because it's a bit of an opportunity for me to help, not only help myself, but give them the tools that they can help them. So, I've recently taken up meditation again, sort of dropping off and taking it up. But if they see me meditating every day, they're going to do it every day, and they're going to learn that, especially in this stressful world, right, that there's a toolkit available. So yeah, it's interesting and scary.
It's a good analogy, a good way to just explain it. It's a toolkit, and I think that just going back to my parents, they only knew what they knew, and they probably didn't look at it like a toolkit. They just got us to do what we had to do, But times are changing. It is an absolute toolkit, and to put those things into play as that method is so key for people to cope, and your family to cope, and
Sustainability.
That's sustainability, 100%.
Yeah, but in the other hand, I have done things that I'm not proud of, where I've lent on my children when. So when you break up from a relationship, you can understand this, Christina Daves. You go out there, try to put yourself out there, coming home. So I've always been not being able to go out when I was young. So here I am, 38, early 40s, going to the nightclub at around 10 o'clock on a Thursday night. Yeah, getting wasted is normal, 6 tequila shots, couple of Jaegers.
That's
and then,
the spirit.
And then just to tie it all off, just a couple of martinis before going home. And then get home, and it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and the kids are getting ready to go to school. Thursday's Friday. So they're getting ready to go to school. Thank God they're fully equipped, and I've taught them to use the bus and that. I've come home, and they're like, "Oh, did you get anything?" "Yeah, I caught a cold."
Yeah.
So didn't catch any since then. So I just laid down. I said, my feet are killing me because I wore these stupid heels, and I've plastered myself onto the beanbag, and one kid's taken my shoes off, the other one's made a coffee and toast, and I'm thinking, I must be the great, just I'm so blessed. And I was like, that just goes to show that when they see you look after them, and then they mimic that back to you, it takes you way back to being so grateful that even though you don't have family that will support you or friends that will support you, those little ankle biters will be there for you. So yeah, it's just being single, it doesn't matter. Even if you don't have kids, just having a pet that comes and licks your face like I did before he passed away. It was just amazing, because just shedding a tear, and he just comes and sits right next to you and licks your tears and just, leaves you a nice stenchy fart. But other than that, it's amazing. But yeah.
Can I add something, Edward?
Yeah.
I really believe that when we empower ourselves and when we are able to forgive ourselves for our mistakes and others, we actually set a good example for those around us, showing them what's possible. So it's a bit like becoming the creator in our life, instead of being into the effect of what's happening to us, we actually do something about it. So we're not just waiting for circumstances to align perfectly, for ourselves to be perfect. Anybody, every single one of us, this is my conclusion from hearing all these awesome ladies, is that we have the possibility to impact others, in a tiny or big way. And I think a powerful legacy comes from alignment with our values and helping others to see their potential. So if I'm able to forgive myself for my mistakes, can I, my kid, my colleague, my friend, my whoever, my neighbor might be able to do the same because they see what I do. They see what I can do. And then if I'm, generous, I'm being generous with my energy and I'm telling them about my story and I'm sharing that with them what's possible, then I'm also empowering them to do the same. I'm empowering them to believe. And I think that's really important to understand. We don't have to be somebody. We don't have to have lots of money. We don't have to have status. We just have to really want to share what we have achieved. And in order to do that, we have to be able to acknowledge what we have done, no matter how small. It could be leaving an unhealthy relationship. It could be leaving a workplace that's not, where we're not thriving. It could be, I don't know, moving from a bad place. It could be losing 5 kilos or start eating healthy. I mean, no matter what your story is, make sure you share it so you can uplift others, so we can create more meaning, more joy, more love, more connection in our life because we can. The only time we cannot is when we are disempowered, when we are telling ourselves we can't. So the legacy should be, it's okay, as it's been said earlier, to be vulnerable and show ourselves at our lowest. So when people see us, higher than our lowest, they believe that it's possible for them.
That's
So
awesome.
true. So
What do
true.
you reckon, Michelle?
Authenticity. Authenticity. I think that's a big thing, and especially the world where we're moving into with AI and everything. I think that people are craving authenticity and transparency, and that's where having that legacy is, it's already there. I don't think it doesn't need to be made a thing. I think it is there.
Love it. So just want to check in to our amazing viewers from across the world. Big thank you. Make sure you connect with Avril, Michelle Peel, Christine, Davey, and Sabina. We're on the Boss Ladies Summit for July 2025. And the topic is legacy and empowerment. And I love where it's all going. And make sure you connect with these Boss Ladies on LinkedIn. Now, I'm going to throw another, and everyone knows how dark I can get, right? I do like the darkening quite a bit. Like, yeah, there's like bunnies, roses, and flowers. I like the dark underbelly, so I always move to the darkening, right? And to set, and I was even watching Supernatural all night. So there you go. I was going full Supernatural all night, showing my age, right?
Oh,
Anyone here
Lord.
watch Supernatural? I'm so into Supernatural. On season 2, you got to watch Supernatural. It's the best thing ever. Now, going more in the direction of the darkening. Before we jumped on, Avril and I jumped on maybe about 15 minutes before the stream. And I won't say that we were bitching, but we're talking about toxic people. And I love to bring up toxic people. And what's funny about toxic people, and we're having this great chat. In fact, Avril, do you sort of recap very quickly our toxic people conversation to set up Michelle, Christina, and Sabina for some input? Give us a quick recap, Avril, of our funny conversation prior.
So basically, I met a friend of mine, and this person literally gets a bit narky and a bit narcissistical, and they just love to like bring you down because they think that they know it all and do all of this stuff, and they think that you're just the stupidest thing on the earth. But here this person is, and they're going through a part where they've hit a conundrum where they're not well anymore. And I've gone in and I've said, well, I don't necessarily want to be around you because you're a nasty person, but I can't help but to help you. You're going down that spiral of itty bitty shitty committee. And then we were talking about this, and then this person changed and was like, "Oh yeah, why are you the only one that listens and talks to me?" Because I said I'm very approachable and talkable, speakable to anyone, but it's when you get nasty that I don't want to be around you. So, and they just can't see it, and you just want to, like what Ed was saying, you hold the mirror back up at them, and they just don't like you being that same person that they are. So when you mimic them, they just outrage and they're like, "How dare you? How dare
How dare you? How
How
dare
dare
you?
you?"
How dare you? Sorry,
Call
it's
me
Greta.
out on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just giving them that piece of backlash that they give you, and it not necessarily feels good. It's not like what you want to do, but it's for their own good and for your own peace of mind as well, that you're not getting trotted over. But yeah, I'm gonna hand that ball right back at you, Ed.
Oh, and just to set up our other panelists, and this is another funny story I shared years ago, like post-military. I once worked for this company, great company, but it was a very toxic environment in a funny way. And what happened was, one of my really good friends, who was my mentor at the time, gave me some great advice. Is Ed, I got a goal for you today. Just treat people the way they treat you. Just hold the mirror up to everyone. If someone gives you a flower, give them one back. If someone screams at you, scream at them back. Awesome, I can do that. And what happened was, the first meeting I had this day, this guy came into my office and screamed at me, and I just screamed, same volume, same energy, just held the mirror, just did the same thing back to him. And then he went out all upset and angry. Then he sent the HR manager in, and the HR manager started screaming at me, and I screamed back at him. And then the CEO came in, and you know what the CEO said to me? Ed, thank you so much for screaming at those lazy idiots. You're the only guy that does any work around here. Carry on, Ed, and walked out. It's hilarious, right? Hilarious. Right? And on a funny note, one of the guys I screamed at was a real fat, overweight, lazy guy. He was the cousin of the CEO. And then the CEO said to me later, look, Ed, I can't yell at him because he's my cousin, but you yell at him anytime you like, is what he said to me. It's quite funny.
But
Yeah,
funny. But
yeah.
going back onto Avril, I think sometimes as well, though, like people do like to pull you down because it makes them feel better about themselves. But it is that perception is projection, and often we project onto people what's really going on in our own head. Like toxic people are toxic often because they're struggling with something in their own life, right? There's something there.
It's their mentality, and you notice, like what Ed was saying, they actually isolate themselves from a lot of people, and they go through that cycle where they're with people for a little bit, and then they ditch people, and they don't like they attach and disattach because no one can be as good as them or understand them on a certain level, and everybody else is stupid, and it's kind of sad, really. And I just get pulled into that because I'm like, look, there are ways that you can communicate, because they fall into that category of, oh, but no one wants me, and no one wants me, and no one cares about me, and everyone doesn't understand me. And I'm like, no, you don't understand yourself. This is where, but no, I'm perfect. So then you can't change that. So unless you're willing to put down your defenses and move forward and grow, you're going to be forever that. And it's just that consistent conundrum with specific types of people, that they just have that element. And being aware is very important. And then being able to pivot and apply is the hardest step for them.
I agree.
Owning it.
Yeah, I think you nailed it when you said, being aware and pivot and act on it. So like these three words just really is what we need. People don't understand how they put others down. People don't understand how, when they don't have awareness, when they criticize, people don't have awareness of how toxic they are. And I know that because I was one of them. I didn't realize I was toxic. I didn't realize I had some behaviors, or my communication was not quite, leaning towards, building bridges and making and uplifting people. And even as a parent, I didn't have awareness in the first years, of how I was putting my son down through my own communication. It wasn't that I wanted to. It was just that I was carrying this programming from my
Yes.
parents and my environment, and I thought I was doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the way I was talking to him was actually making him feel not good enough. So
Mm-hmm.
it's important that we become aware. And also, when we watch all these videos on YouTube, on TikTok, and
Yeah, be
you
careful
know,
if yeah.
yeah, the seminars that we go, we invest in ourselves and we expose ourselves to so much information. But if we don't pivot, if we don't put it in practice, it
In
doesn't mean
practice.
anything. If we
Mm.
just listen to this and we just go like, yeah, I feel validated in our thing, but then we don't do anything about it,
Mm. Mm. That's
then
right.
we're not really changing. We're not any better. We are
No.
staying the same. So act on what you learn. Be okay to fail in the process because you are learning and you're becoming someone else. You're
Mm.
becoming more of a better version if that's what you want.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's a voice from another. I say that. Like when I find myself projecting not the way I'd like to, I think I pull myself back and think, hang on a minute, this is a voice from another. That's my dad speaking. That's not me. It's not the way I want to live my life. And, I course correct and fix it. But we all have the opportunity to build our lives by design. We can design our own lives. And it's
Yeah.
about understanding and recognizing the what we've been programmed to be like, because that's all they knew, and that's fine. But we have that opportunity to design our own lives and our future lives for our families and children and grandchildren, and that in itself is a legacy.
Yeah.
Understanding who you are representing. Are you representing yourself, or are you representing your parents, the way they brought you up? Exactly. Totally agree.
Absolutely. And I want to put this through to Sabine. You know, as much as I know, that after doing hypnosis, because of going through so much of stuff, that it helps just to help you push that through. I know I did NLP, which is neuro linguistic reprogramming. And after I got out of there, my kids came up to me and said, "Is everything okay, Mum?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" "Well, you stopped yelling at us." I'm like, "Was I yelling?" Because, yeah. And all of a sudden, instead of um, dominating, I was communicating.
Mm-hmm.
So that made a big
Difference.
That's
shift.
great. That's
They
powerful.
Big
said
difference.
they
Yeah.
said from 0 being no change at all, 50 from being a completely different person. They said, "You've changed 35%." I'm like, I didn't even feel it. And that goes to show that you have more than what it takes within you, and you are enough. But whether you have the tools to remove from within is a different story. Now, I know Sabine and I, we do hypnosis. I'm not sure about you, Michelle Peel.
I do.
Um, oh, even
Yes.
better. So you'd understand that
Mm.
while you pull this out, you find and uncover another level of you,
Mm.
and it changes, and it helps, because in
Mm.
all industries, and I'm pretty sure Christine Davis does it, but subconsciously. Um, but it's just that it doesn't come out innately, but from personal developing and growing, it comes out, and you have a level of hypnosis where you can literally bring that alter part of you that is able to equip yourself to do what you need to do. What do you think, ladies and Ed?
You know what I like about what you say, Avril, is that you just said basically it's okay to own it. It's
Mm,
okay, like it's okay to own that
Mm.
we are not that great at one point
mm,
and that we've learned.
mm,
And I think that gives permission, to others to do the same.
Mm.
correct.
When we are able to say, I fuck up,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
was not always this good.
Yeah.
Mm,
You.
So own it, not just in the past, but own it right now when you fuck up. This is
mm,
what makes great relationships,
Mm.
being able to not just defend yourself all the time. I didn't do that. I didn't say
Mm.
that, right? Which we tend to
Mm.
do. Is reflect on
Own
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
if you notice that
mhm.
you did, own it and apologize.
Yes.
Yeah.
Forgive.
Apologize for
Forgiveness is
and
another thing.
yeah, and that in itself takes you out of the toxic pattern, because instead of just saying no, 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 and okay, yes, as Michelle was saying, projection is a thing, right? We project on others, they project on us all the
Yeah,
time.
I do that.
But what's important to also recognize is that, well, we can own that. Oh yeah, I can see I did. Or you can set boundaries and say, hey, I feel like maybe this is a projection, right?
Mm,
I feel like this is a projection. My intention was this, and clarify, right? But we're
mm.
not always in the right state of mind to,
Mm.
apply everything that we know.
No, that's
We
right.
gotta, we gotta be aware of that too. So we will fuck up on it.
Look, I'm
Mm.
gonna interject here and say, we all look at actors and superstars that are in the limelight. I mean, if you take Bruce Buffer, which I've had the privilege of having a chat with him, he's like, when I started, I wasn't the greatest person, and when he got to the point to know that he had a step brother and he didn't know about it, he felt very, very vulnerable, and he screwed up too. There's things that we all go through. We all, as humans, we make mistakes, and just because we're either level up or level down, it doesn't matter where we are. I mean, Angelina Jolie, she has her bad days. I mean,
Mm.
that body, I'm like, damn. But like, I wish I had that body. But like, we're all human. We all have great aspects of us, and yes, we all fail and learn. I mean, and it
That's how we
doesn't
learn.
matter if you're a superstar or just Mandy from next door who makes muffins. At the end of the day, we're all the same. And if we're able to do that, that is normal. If we criticize someone just because, oh my gosh, she's not perfect, well, maybe look inwards first. Maybe hold that mirror that Ed was saying and saying,
Yeah.
if you're going to criticize someone, are you 100%? Are you
Oh,
that person where you can say, well, been there, done that, therefore it gives me the right to say that you suck?
yeah,
No,
totally.
doesn't give
Totally.
anyone the right. Yeah.
And just reacting to that and talking legacy and empowerment, love your commentary, powerful ladies. And I say this all the time. And all of you ladies, if there's some airs, you get back what you put out. And I love where you went from a legacy and empowerment point of view. If you run around criticizing everyone, well, they're going to criticize you back, right? And also, too, if you're nice to everyone, they're usually nice to you. So I find most of the time, unless someone's like a deranged lunatic, right? Most people, if you're mean to them, they'll be back. Be mean back to you. If you're nice to them, they'll be nice back to you. So if you put out good vibes and positive messaging, I find very rarely, unless they're like really toxic or they're just dumb, people very rarely are mean back to you. So love to throw that one in there. What are your reactions to that thinking, ladies? And love your work.
Well, what you put out is what you get back, right?
Yeah.
It is that
100%.
whole thing. And yeah, it is. But I'm going to jump back to what we were talking about before about owning our journeys when we go down and come up. I think as well as it gives everybody else a bit of a roadmap too, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Like I know when I've been in like in real shitty places, and I thought there was no way out, and then you see somebody that actually, well, they were in the same situation, but they managed to find their way out. So it actually owning up to your problems gives people it gives them a light at the end of the tunnel. It gives them hope that actually, okay, well, if that person did it, then I can do it easily as well, or I can get myself out there. Yeah, sorry, that was just my bit.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. It is a reflection of yourself, and and owning it is absolutely key. Absolutely key. But it's also finding the right tribe to be a part of as well at the
ooh,
same time.
Oh, yeah.
Being with people, you know, they say be around people that you want to become.
Yeah.
right? So it's very important to choose the right people to be around at the same time, because sometimes it can, if you have the wrong tribe, you become them, and they're not the right tribe, and you're realizing, oh my gosh, am I being super critical? Am I the weird one here?
Yep.
And then you realize that you're in the wrong tribe, and it's time to make some choices and create your own lifestyle.
I agree. I agree with Michelle. You know, I think, and the word that comes to mind for me is boundaries. Right? When you, I think it's important you hold the mirror back, but it's not sustainable. So, because ultimately you're just creating more conflict.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, because some people don't get it. Some people get it, and some people don't.
That's
I know
right.
I
They
experienced that.
take
Hit them with
offense.
a mirror. You can hit them with a mirror. That works too.
So then I think holding the mirror is good, like as a one kind of like, it's like, you know, hey, wake up, right? But then it's not really sustainable, and then you got to really have boundaries, and if that's not working, then you got to remove yourself, right?
Yeah,
Because and that comes to even family, friends, workplace, you know, community, tribe, whatever what it is, because you could have the greatest awareness and skills and knowledge if you're talking to the wrong person that's not open, you know, minded. It's like barking at the wrong tree. You're just gonna it's just gonna create frustration. You're just going to create pain for yourself. You're going to create so much um, uh, turmoil, you know, because you're not being met. You're not being met. Like your communication can be great, but really some people need coaching to get the clarity within themselves. They might not be open to receive what you're telling them because of where they are at on their journey. And, you know,
so
there's
true.
not much you can do.
No, you bang your head against a brick wall.
Just gotta take your energy and presence and move it somewhere else to someone who is open to take it on board.
Yeah.
And if they need coaching, because coaching allows you to discover your own values, who you are, what's actually really important to you, so you're not a victim of your circumstances and what people throw at you. You know, you realize you have the power to change what's going on, you know, like, and I can't remember, I think it was Michelle talking about the, you know, people that just can't do anything about their circumstances. There's always something you can do about the circumstances, but you gotta be willing to do it. And we're not always willing to do it. We just rather stay there because it's serving us somehow, and then we just get
Comfort
more pain.
I hear you, Christina Davis. I hear what you're saying, but it's just when some people are not aware that they're giving out cue points and words that they actually are seeking help, but they just interrogate you. But that's the way of their community. I'm not sure if you guys know about the love language, but some people communicate in an aggressive way because they need help. And it's very hard to depict that unless you really focus on their energy and exactly listen and combine their body language. Some people are aggressive and very demeaning only because they're actually attention seeking, which reverts to I need help. I don't know how to do it. I'm on my high horse and I don't know how to get down. So it's
True.
not always easy to detect, and I think being a in the field of hypnosis and being able to talk to a number of clients, you pick up these signs, and then you're like, okay, so it's got nothing to do with your work or your spouse. It's actually you not being able to pull your finger out. And like, well, I didn't say that. I'm like, yeah, but it is, isn't it? And they're like, yeah, sort of. And they'll take a while to acknowledge that they have, but they will. But knowing and being able to catch them off guard, as Ed would say, is very good because it shakes the crap out of them. And then they're like, okay, they may not be rattled in front of you because they put that poker face on, but when they go home, it gives them enough to sit there. it drops the seed and it starts to grow. And then in a couple of weeks, they're like, yeah. And then they come up to you and like, oh, actually, I do need help.
Yeah.
So
Just
yeah, it's good. I appreciate what you said, Christina. I mean, they need to pull a finger out, and if they're talking negative chatter, you're probably not hearing exactly what they're saying. And if they're coming up with emotional warfare, it's because this is very personal to them, and they really don't want anyone to know because it's their vulnerability that they're actually showing, but they're doing it inadvertently without telling you. So there's some fun facts.
just jumping in real quickly, we've got one of our great friends watching today, the amazing Jonesy King. I've pinned her comment. So if you haven't connected with Jonesy is one of our great friends from Western Australia, and she's left a few comments and sent me a message too that I want to go through. So on screen, Jonesy says something that I totally agree with. Silence can be incredibly powerful. Basically, pushing back against noise and distractions can be a refreshing change, and that's amazing. And I'll come back to that. And Jonesy also sent me a message I just want to read out. Hello, Ed, and beautiful ladies and gentlemen. As a boss lady, you are creating a lasting legacy that will inspire and empower future generations. Very well said. Your legacy is about breaking barriers and pushing boundaries, mentoring and guiding others to success from your own vision and experience. So there we go. Just a cool insight from what Jonesy said. What do all you amazing boss ladies think?
Well, I'm going to jump in if that's all right. Just because coming off of what Jonesy said. So, I've spoken about it before. My background is Pakistani, and my cousins, they have no voice, right? They're basically, that they don't have that much agency over their life. So I think by actually proving that it can be done, and being able to even just make a little bit of an impact and show that it can be done, that over generations, we can make a change. So Jonesy, I completely agree with you in that whole. We're there to sort of leave a legacy and show that it can be done and empower others. So I just wanted to put that out there because of future generations, we've got so much opportunity, we've got so much power, and we can learn from. We've got so much awareness now. We can learn from what's gone on in the past.
So true. So true. I love that bit about breaking the barriers. Yeah, I think it's pushing the boundaries and the silence part. Like, there is a lot of noise out there, and often if we take a pause and we listen, I find with my clients, I listen, and that's so powerful, and having that pause. But boundaries for me, I've taken a long time to get boundaries in place. I never was taught, or the boundaries were my parents' boundaries. I was the good girl all the time, making sure everyone was happy. No boundaries for me here, seriously. But now, I'm learning, and my kids are teaching me it. It's crazy. Generational change. It's beautiful. Love it.
Love it. Now we've got about 5 minutes left of Boss Ladies, and it's great having you all with us. And there's some great comments, and Christina Davey left a great comment, which we'll leave on the post there. And I just want to say, I absolutely love your work. Now we're going to start entering closing thoughts now, right? Which is very cool. And this is a section where we actually rotate through all the Boss Ladies. We'll do it in order what's on screen, and I'm actually going to ask the Boss Ladies for their closing monologue of legacy and empowerment. So this is their closing thoughts. Up to a minute's good. But I want to hear the Boss Ladies' closing thoughts on legacy and empowerment. And I'm just going to work through in order of my PC screen, which of course is Michelle Peel. Yay, Michelle Peel. What's your closing monologue? Closing monologue.
My closing monologue. Okay, you've really put me on the spot here, but my closing monologue would be, believing in yourself as a powerful human being that has choices of breaking those barriers, of building, your own life by design. That is a legacy in itself to me. Creating those memories and embracing previous memories and carrying them forward, that's what I'm about to. But not living in the past so much, but looking for the future and where it's going to go, and always empowering others.
Oh, amazing. Michelle Peel, outstanding and love it. Big thank you. And connect with Michelle Peel on LinkedIn. And next, Sabina Savosky, I'd love to hear your closing monologue. What's on your mind?
Yeah, use this as an opportunity to, all your downtime, all the times that you're down, use them as opportunities to lift yourself and others up. And when you show other people that it can be done, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, then you can leave a legacy that change can happen and you can make a difference. So use the lows as part of your toolkit, and use them as opportunities to help other people rise up.
Oh, Sabina, incredible and love it. Big thank you, Sabina. And Avril, what is your closing monologue on legacy and empowerment?
Well, I have got what is called the T3, which is the triple A, which is awareness, approach, and apply. Basically, what I want to leave with everybody here today is, what does this all mean to you? What does legacy really mean to you? And is it your legacy that you're thinking of, or something that was given to you as childhood? And how would you change your legacy, and what would you do in the next 3 to 4 months that might have a better benefit for you moving forward? Writing them down is very empowering, because then it puts that seed in your head to think about it, because awareness allows you to do that. So that's my little takeaway for everyone.
Oh, deep, Avril, lovely work. Amazing. And Christina Davey, what's your closing monologue?
What I'll say is this: look at your life up until now. And what do you see? What do you notice? What do you want to be known for? What do you want to experience more? What do you want people to remember about you? What do you want people to say about you when they introduce you to, someone else? So be that, and take those actions, and display those behaviors that are a reflection of that. So you are in alignment. That's it.
Oh my
Awesome.
God, deep and love it.
I just want to say one thing as well. Is I went to a funeral yesterday, and the lady was she was just about to have her 102nd birthday.
Wow.
And I came out of it. Hadn't met her, and I said to my husband, "That's how I want my funeral to be," because it was about the massive impact that she was mixed race. She'd lived in China, she'd lived in Russia, and obviously now Australia. And she was a woman, and she broke all these different barriers, and she'd made it to 102. So I think if someone can say at your funeral that you've impacted their life, then you're doing a pretty good job. Sorry, jump in there again.
100%. Yeah.
And that can be in your own family, or in your own community, or through your work, or to your business.
Can be anywhere.
Anywhere. It doesn't have to be a massive thing. It doesn't have to be complicated. Apply it in your environment where you are and where you show up every day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well said.
Love it. And there we go. And that brings us to the wrap of the Boss Ladies Summit. So my advice to you, amazing friends, is do this. Connect with our Boss Ladies on legendary LinkedIn and reach out to them. They all do something absolutely amazing. In fact, just before we go, we're just going to quickly go around the room again. We're actually going to ask the Boss Ladies, what do they professionally do and how they can help you. So say up to 30 seconds in order of my PC screen. Michelle Peel, what do you do, my powerful Boss Lady friend?
I am a business transformational consultant. I'm a qualified graphic artist. I work with entrepreneurs who have an idea, a dream, and have no idea as to how to get that dream, whether it be online or brick and mortar. Presence online is big these days, so I position them with a beautiful profile with their dream idea and bring it to life with systems, structure, branding, and solutions and momentum. So that's what I do.
Oh, Michelle Peel, love it. And Sabina, besides helping me lose 30 kilos and go back to single chin technology, what do you do, Sabina?
You always look amazing, Edward, and you
One
do.
chin. That is one chin now. There's no roll there. One chin. I like it.
You look amazing.
We need to talk.
Yes. I was running triple chin. I almost ran triple chin technology for a while. Back to single chin technology.
You always look good. I'm a performance and leadership coach. I help business owners upscale their business by working with their mindset and their performance. Your performance, how you your mindset is the foundation of your business empire. So I help them build the foundations first, so they can scale their business empire. So that's what I do.
Oh, powerful, Sabina. Love it, Sabina. Avril, tell us what you do. Amazing.
I am your walk of confidence go-to. So I help you get out of your timid shell, walk your confidence with results. It's nothing like walking out there and getting your results. If you're not getting your results and walking your confidence, let's have a chat. So starting from performance enhancer all the way to the 8-week program, come on and have a join. If you're still skeptical, come see me this Monday at Limbrook, where I'm having hybrid hypnotic meditation to help you start that journey.
Oh my God. Love it. Avril, appreciate you big time, my friend. And finally, Christina Davey, final word goes to you. Tell us what you do.
Well, thank you for the opportunity, Edward. So I empower driven singles to navigate a breakup, develop the confidence and dating skills to choose the right partner, and also to experience a thriving relationship. I think in a world where true love feels so unattainable, and it's so hard to really believe that you can experience it again, I think it's important to learn to trust yourself, to put yourself out there and really be the creator of your love life, because love is in you. You just need to expand it. And when you trust yourself that you have the awareness and the competence, to navigate what comes at you, I think you can create so much more of it. So that's me in a nutshell. And I have a beautiful awesome, empowering mastermind. It's called the Dating Confidence Booster, happening this month. So, I can't wait to see everyone just transform and unleashed and just like, hey, go for it and start dating again.
Oh, amazing. Love your work, everyone. If you haven't already connected with Lassie as well, I just want to say a big thank you to our boss ladies. Like, share, comment, stay awesome, reach out to them, stay tuned for next month's Boss Lady Summit. Stay awesome, friends. Thank you so much and keep
Bye,
on winning.
ladies.
Bye, all.
Bye.
Hi, everyone.